Hello, Paul V here for ufgyms.com. I'm going to quickly talk about attempt selection, and this is primarily aimed at our boot campers who are going to be participating in the Power WOD this Saturday in arm prep. So attempt selection. The number one most important thing we need to know before we even begin to discuss the formula we use for attempt selection is realistic meet goals. Realistic meet goals is very, very important. You can't come in and use this formula and base it off of what you want to lift, or what you had a dream that you lifted one time, or something that you aspire to lift in the future. It has to be realistic based on your training in the last, I would say minimum the last three months. Okay, so let's, just for my very rudimentary math skills, we'll use simple numbers. Let's just say my squat, my bench, and my deadlift. My meet goal in squat is going to be 100 kilograms. Okay? My bench, also 100 kilograms. You see where I'm going with this? And I also would like to deadlift 100 kilograms. And for those of you that are unaware, that's about 220 pounds. Okay? So the first thing I ask myself, is this realistic? Yes, it is. Because I know that in training, I've had a couple of shots at this squat. It went okay, maybe wasn't the nicest squat, but I was able to come close. I've benched 100, 215 pounds for 3. There's a lot of different indicators you can look back through your training journal and find that will kind of help solidify your decision as to what a realistic meet goal is. Without getting too far into that, once I have my realistic meet goals, nice and simple math here, 100 kilograms each, the formula that we use, first attempt, or an opener, as we call it, the opener must be handed in before the meet starts. You have to hand in your openers for all 3 lifts. Okay? The opener is going to be 88% of the meet goal. 88% for that opener. Okay? We can't solely depend on the formula. Sometimes you do have to punch in the numbers, grab the calculator, grab your training log, punch in the numbers, and ask yourself, is that a realistic opener for you? Your opener should be easy. Probably what you're going to find is, wow, that seems really easy, and it should be. Really, your opener is like your last warm-up. Second attempt. You do not have to give a second attempt until 1 minute after you've completed lifting your opener, successfully or unsuccessfully. If you were to miss your opener, we're going to repeat the same number. If you successfully make your opener, the second attempt is 95 to 97% of the meet goal. Okay? So I'm opening my squat at 88 kilos. I'm going to take a second attempt between 95 and 97%. How do I know if I should go 95 or 97? First of all, punch it in the calculator and see if that looks realistic. If possible, go on the higher end. If that looks like an easy lift and it's something you've lifted in the gym before, then go with that. Okay? We also usually have what we call a plan B. Okay? So you maybe just scribble down on your notes what 95% is as well, so that if 88 was really tough, then you can default down to 95. If it goes really well, everything's going as planned, second attempt's 97%. Third attempt, (100 to 105% of the meet goal. Okay, so quite simple. Let's just say everything's going as planned. We hit that 88 kilo opener. It was a piece of cake, like it should be. We move on to 97%. It goes fairly well. maybe wasn't easy, but it was technically sound. You stood up with it no problem. And then you get down to here and you go, okay, now can I get 100 kilos? I know I can lift 100. This was really, really easy. I'm going to go 105 kilos. Okay, that's 10 pounds for those of you, if we're talking kilos to convert, that's 231 pounds. So you're going 10 pounds beyond in the squat, which for most of you isn't that big of a jump. So if everything's going good and the wind's blowing and the stars have aligned for you, you can go up as high as that 105%. Okay? Keep in mind, in our gym, we use pound plates, so everything has to be rounded to the nearest 5, so that would be rounded to 230 pounds. Okay, so it's a 10-pound jump. If things don't go well, you hit 97, but it was pretty tough, we can go to that 100% goal. You can also go even lower to, say, a plan B, something a little bit, say you hit 97. Again, depending on what your number, if we're talking 100 kilos, there's nothing in between 97 and 100. So you got to either go for it or you wrap it up there. And I would just say go for it. Okay. Same thing goes for the bench. 88% opener, 95 to 97 second, and 100 to 105% third. Deadlift, exactly the same. All of these numbers apply, but again, like I said, as you get into bigger, everyone typically deadlifts a lot more than they bench and squat. So get out the calculator, punch in the numbers, and make sure that they look realistic on paper to you, and have your training journal there and flip through and see what's realistic. The main point being, if you pick a realistic goal and you use this formula, we should have a very successful meet, and it's not, it would be of no surprise that we would lift the meet goal, or sometimes even then exceed it if you have a really good day. All right, I'll see everybody out there on Saturday. We're going to lift some weights.